And call the Maverick County Commissioners Court special meeting to order. Today is Monday, May 5th, 2025. It is 5 p.m. There has been an establishment of quorum with all members of the court present. This time, we'll move on to citizens' communications and recognitions. We do have one recognition that the court will be providing today, and that'll be a proclamation to honor Pete Ramirez for his many years of volunteer service with the Eagle Pass Little League. Mr. Ramirez, of course, he's taken on a new role. He's no longer serving in that capacity, but we know that it's been a number of years, Mr. Ramirez, that you've served the youth of our community. So we wanted to just take a brief moment to present this over to you and, of course, to your family at this time. So I will ask you to join us for up here at the dais. The court will just stand and invite Mr. Ramirez and his family as well, if you all care to join us. We'll be listening to the court record. Good. I don't know if y'all want to push your chairs back so everybody fits. Good.
How are you, sir?
Hi, how are you?
Just squeeze it. You should be able to pick up everything. Very well. Well, we'll read this into the court record, and it is a proclamation that states as follows. Whereas Mr. Pete Ramirez, affectionately known, or Pedro Ramirez, affectionately known as Pete, has devoted nearly 2 decades of shaping the lives of our youth through his steadfast service to the Eagle Pass Little League program, a program that has served as a cornerstone of character and sportsmanship in our community. And whereas Mr. Ramirez began his involvement in 2005 as a coach, became a board member in 2008, and from 2010 to 2024 served as president of the Eagle Pass Little League, guiding and growing the organization with vision and dedication. And whereas under his leadership, over 4,800 students or children have passed through the program, many of whom now bring their own children to experience the same mentorship, values, and joys that they once received through Mr. Ramirez's leadership. And whereas among the many highlights of his presidency, the 2010 All-Star team reached the regional finals and was featured in 2 games on ESPN, proudly representing Eagle Pass and Maverick County under the management of the late Sergio Ramirez and assistance of Enrique Gomez. And whereas Mr. Ramirez's legacy is one of service beyond the baseball field, having volunteered countless hours to uplift our youth and provide a positive, safe, and encouraging environment for all, and whereas his efforts were never carried out alone. And we gratefully recognize the unwavering support of his wife, Azucena Ramirez, a devoted volunteer who worked tirelessly in the concession stands alongside Pete and the league board. And whereas their children, Isaac, David, Ivan, and Angel Ramirez, each of whom participated in the Eagle Pass Little League program, have been pillars of support and shining examples of the lasting impact of the program. And whereas the Eagle Pass community honors the Ramirez family for their collective sacrifice, commitment, and passion for our youth and for the enduring legacy that they have built within our Little League community. Now, therefore, I, Ramsey Shantu, Maverick County Judge, on behalf of the citizens of Maverick County and Commissioners Court, do hereby recognize and commend Pedro P. Ramirez as a Maverick County ambassador in the county of Maverick, and I call upon the citizens of Maverick County, including Eagle Pass, Quemado, Normandy, and Eligio, Texas, to recognize and celebrate his outstanding leadership, volunteerism, and commitment to our youth of our community, and a heartfelt appreciation to the entire Ramirez family for their years of dedication and service to the Eagle Pass Little League. In witness hereof, I hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the county of Maverick to be affixed this 5th day of May, 2025. Mr. Ramirez, thank you so much. And if you're here for
No, just thank you, everybody. It's not a feat that's undertaken alone. We had a lot of help along the way. And as I told several people, what I take away from this is the youth of the community, the kids that I bonded with, that now I see bringing their own child into the program and introducing them to me and say, hey, he used to be my coach, or he was the president, or he used to run the league. So it's nice. That's something that's going to carry my heart forever. So I appreciate it very much, Judge.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you once again, Mr. Ramirez. And of course, as mentioned, I think that was the first time that Eagle Pass was showcased on ESPN. So that was my first year serving as mayor. That was quite a big treat. So we congratulate you for the many years of great memories. So thank you so much for being here. And if you all wish to say, you can. If not, you're all excused. Okay. Thank you all so much. We'll move forward to citizens' communications. Are there any that have been submitted to the court? Do you have the form? I'm sorry. It's here. Here we go. Thank you, Ms. Music. Citizens' communications, we do have one that is coming from Lynn Valderas from Elm Creek Park Greenbelt. Mr. Valderas, are you present? Thank you, sir. If you care to just approach the podium and, of course, introduce yourself. And I remind you that there is approximately about a 3-minute time frame on this process. Thank you, Mr. Valderas.
Good afternoon, Mary County Commissioners Court. My name is Brandon Valderas, President and founder of the Elm Creek Park and Greenbelt Advocacy. And it's been brought to my attention of the slanderous, liberal, homophobic remarks that the county grant writer Isaac Ruiz has done to me and to my friend Dylan Turner. It has also been brought to me that apparently my organization has been stealing photos from the Mary County Precinct 3 Commissioner Olga Ramos for her webpage, her Facebook page in regards to the Elm Creek. Never in my past 15 years that I've advocated for Elm Creek would I ever stoop so low. These accusations, as well as saying that going out tirade against me, defaming me, and going against my degrees that I've worked so hard to get, is very, very uncalled for. I would not stand by and allow the county grant writer use his Facebook page and his social media platform to bash and shame me. While everyone's entitled to their opinions, I will not tolerate this to be done in a publicized form. Also, I think it's very, very, very rude for him to come onto me after all my sweat, labor, and tears working for the Elm Creek and doing everything that I've done what I can to do to make it great without a dime in compensation. Don't you think that maybe, helping out would be better? This is why I refuse to do anything for other parts, because I know darn well that there will be ungraciousness and there will be a lot of bad mouthing towards me and my donors and the people who helped it. It is not cool. I recommend Commissioner's Court to take sanctions or to take actions against County Grant Writer Isaac Ruiz. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Valderas, for being here today and for expressing, of course, your concerns. We will move forward with the consent items, being that there are no other citizens' communications forms that have been submitted to the court. At this time, we'll move forward with the items for consent. Are there any questions regarding the consent items that have been provided? If not, is there a motion to approve? Yes.
Yes, Judge. I just need to withdraw item 12.
Item number 12 has been withdrawn at the request of Commissioner Ramos. Is there any other item that needs to be removed or placed into regular consent? Not. Is there a motion to approve the consent items with the removal of item number 12?
Yes, sir, that would be my motion.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Reese. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Rios. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Moving on to item number 14. Discussion and appropriate action to open bid packets for the Maverick County, Texas CDBG CFC 23-0422 Quemado project. Very well. The clerk's office has provided information to the court that there has been one bid document that has been submitted to the clerk, and it was submitted on time. This document was filed with the clerk's office on May 2nd, 2025 at 4:05 p.m. This bid document is being submitted to the court from R&R Utility Construction LLC. The numbers, are those numbers, Mr. Rodriguez, are they read into the record? Specifics, what are we, how are we handling this specifically? Just the opening of them? The numbers? Okay, very well. The numbers, and based on the opening of this bid has been received from the clerk's office. This is for CFC 230422 for the Camado project. This has been listed at a total bid price of $222,657.50. They have provided additional references within the bid packet and has been signed off on there based on the statement of bidders qualifications alongside with the necessary summary and review of the company's background. Commissioners, I don't know if you wish to review the bid. There's only one. So at this time, is there a motion to accept the bids that have been accepted or that have been received?
So moved.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Morales. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Is there anything further that was needed on the side? Very well. Item number 15, discussion and appropriate action to approve the resolution adopting a Maverick County 2025 hazardous mitigation plan.
Judge, Commissioners, good evening. Yes, we're asking the court to officially approve the hazard mitigation plan. Stevie O'Donnell has been working closely with Maverick County and getting this approved. And the next step after we get adopted will be sent to FEMA for their review.
Okay, so there is a recommendation based on this for the adoption of such plan. Specific questions from the court? Not, is there a motion?
That's my motion.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Reese. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Rios. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Villaseñor. Item number 16, discussion and appropriate action to sign a memorandum of understanding with Motivational Education and Training, MET, in Maverick County to enter into an agreement for the purpose of establishing a mutual collaboration agreement that will benefit our migrant seasonal farm workers in the area. Items, of course, have been submitted specifically to the court for this request. Is there a motion to proceed with the necessary memorandum of understanding?
So moved.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Rios. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number 17, discussion and appropriate action to approve Pest Control Services 4754 for $160 and 4755 for $150 to be paid through Maverick County. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Rios. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Ramos. Discussion?
Is this a late payment or?
This was an issue we had at the Vector Control Kennels, Commissioner Reese. We had some maintenance issues, so we're asking the court if they can please approve these POs to proceed with the maintenance.
Let me just for clarification, because I know that this was an issue that we had brought up quite some time
Correct.
back. This is not the same issue that we're dealing with, or is it the same one?
It's the same.
Okay, so if it is the same one, I know that there had been a request that had been made because I think at that time
I was
Ms. Carla was still serving as the interim on this one, Ms. Barrientos, and there was a request for there to be a opening of a concern for maintenance, we should say for pest control services for the Vector Control Center, for the purposes of anything that had to deal with flea and tick problems. And I think that that was just an issue that we needed to modify in order to make sure that there was an open PO for that type of that situation where we can have either every 2 months have that center exterminated properly so that we're not having any issues with any of the animals that are in question there.
Right, normally that is a process. Get a pre-approved purchase order for the year and just let us know how many times you're going to do it. And so as long as it doesn't go over the approved amount, we're good.
Okay,
So
very
that
well.
way we don't have to bring this without a purchase order.
So if we can just make sure that Vector Control is submitting that item so we can move forward on that.
Yes,
Is there further discussion on this item?
No more discussion.
There's no further discussion. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number 18, discussion and appropriate action to approve invoice for Juan Flores, invoice number 627030 for $350.
Again, Judge, we had an issue at the probation office. We've had some quotes that came in that were a little bit above budget. So we're asking the court to get this approved. Right now, the AC is up and running. So we're asking the court to.
This was for air conditioner maintenance.
Correct.
Is there a motion for this?
So moved, Judge.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Rios. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Ramos. Discussion. Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number 19, discussion and appropriate action to approve G Electric Contractors invoice number 00189 for $2,950 to be paid.
Judge, same thing. We were redoing the construction stand at the Maverick County Memorial Baseball Fields. We had to run 300 feet of wire from the breaker box to the concession stand. I did include an invoice from the contractor of the material he did purchase, so I'm asking the court if they can please approve this to proceed on getting Mr. Garza paid.
So these were obviously invoices or POs that were processed, however, they became more than what was originally approved.
Correct.
Is there specifics, Ms. Farias?
Well, like on occasions like this, at the time that it becomes more, if they send a purchase order prior to committing to it, we really appreciate it to avoid these items
These issues.
having to come
Sure.
over here.
Completely agree.
So moved, Judge.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Rios. Discussion. Being that there are none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Rios. Moving forward, item number 20, discussion and appropriate action to open a dedicated bank account for the fiscal year 2025 Motor Vehicle Crime Prevention Authority Auto Theft Task Force Grant Program. Mr. Reese.
Good
Yes.
afternoon, Judge and Commissioners. This is just a standard procedure. We're opening the bank account for the grant that we received for fiscal year 25. That's Motor Vehicle Crime Prevention Authority, the Auto Theft Grant.
So moved, Judge.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Rios. Discussion. Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number 21, discussion and appropriate action to approve an increase of salary for Brenda De Hoyos, District Attorney's Office employee due to additional job responsibilities. I believe they've asked us to move this item to the next Commissioners Court meeting for their review. Have you received different?
Yes, they gave me the information.
Oh,
so
very
we
well.
can move
So
forward.
if you wish to go ahead and proceed with that, Commissioner.
Yes, so moved, Judge.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second?
Second, Judge.
Second by Commissioner Morales. Discussion.
Yes, Judge, they just wanted me to put it on the record that this item is to increase the salary for Brenda De Hoyos, currently Victims Assistance Coordinator, to additional duties and investigator at the rate of $55,000 plus fringe benefits, all to be paid by the SB 22 and DA General Fund at no cost to Maverick County, effective May 15th, 2025, after obtaining the Texas Peace Officer license.
Very well. There is a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion?
Yes.
Yes.
Is any
If
clarification here?
there is an issue with this one, and SB 22 will not fund the additional salary because of her primary functions. I did have a conversation with Mr. Sedna regarding this, and he said he was gonna submit this. It's doable if they're gonna fund from his budget, but from SB 22, it cannot be funded.
And at this point, they had that being paid $55,000 plus to be paid by SB 22 and DA General Fund. Is there a portion that we understand that we know of as far as the percentage basis?
not right
You
now.
don't have that information
No,
from
I
Mr.
don't have
Sedna?
that information right
No.
now, but I was just told before, after a meeting, that SB 22 will not be able to cover any of it because of the primary functions of the position. But if he can fund it out of his budget, then we don't have an issue with it. But I didn't get a chance to review his budget or any of the numbers.
So, Judge,
Yes.
so that needs to be clarified
Prior to us
in this
moving forward.
position. And besides, when we submit something, we usually put the amount, and the
It's there.
number.
It's there.
They,
And the
Where's
55,000.
it coming from?
Yeah. And I think that the only issue is that it's listed as 55,000. However, they are not determining the percentage of it to be paid by Senate Bill 22 and the DA's general fund. So I think that we need to understand just the general fund, or what's the percentage being paid by each one. So in regards to that, commissioners, I don't know. I would ask that maybe we just get clarification before we can proceed with the item, just to make sure that it's fully funded. Do you all feel comfortable withdrawing your motion in second, or do you wish to proceed?
no, we'll withdraw it. We'll get clarification. I
That's what they
received a
told.
phone call and they asked me to move forward with it, so that's what I'm
And I
doing.
ran out of time. I really
So-
wanted to speak to Mr. Sedna
Sedna.
before the meeting started.
That is withdrawn.
Very well. Motion has been withdrawn. Second withdrawn. Very well. Then, if that's the case, what we'll do is I would ask that no action be taken at this time, so that we can take this up at the next meeting.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
And we have time.
And if we can just list that, Mr. Garcia, that'll be placed for the next meeting. Moving forward for this agenda, give me 1 second here. Item number 21 will be no action. 22, discussion and appropriate action to allow the Maverick County Sheriff's Office to renew the Law Enforcement Support Office Program, LESO.
Good afternoon, Judge Commissioners. Just a reoccurring practice every year. We have to renew it. Pretty much what it is surplus equipment that's given to us from the military that we hold there that we use for the SWAT team.
Is there a motion?
So move, Judge.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Morales. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Ramos. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number 23, discussion and appropriate action on the notification of the promotions of Stephanie Ontiveros and Yolanda Gomez into the vacant positions of assistant court coordinators at an hourly rate of $20 per hour as full-time permanent non-exempt employees, and promotion of Guadalupe V. Rodriguez into a permanent non-exempt employee at $15 per hour with the 293rd Judicial District Court. Ms. Adams, how are you?
Hello, Judge and Commissioners. We have 3 temps in our office and have some vacant positions, and we spoke with the auditor's office and looked at our budget and submitted a budget amendment projecting the portion that may be needed into the aid to other governments to cover any expenses due to insurances picking up. So
Will there be any effect to this into the new fiscal year as far as you all are looking into the aids to other governments line item?
no, I don't anticipate there being any affecting it
Okay.
in because the portion was so small and we had some people at higher pay rates that left us, and so I'm not claiming to be an expert on the numbers, but I just from what I know, I'm not anticipating any issues coming fiscal year.
I just want to make sure that if there is going to be an issue to where the funding, I know you all have, obviously we're getting past or close to mid-year, that you would be prepared for whatever changes are going to need to come with the
Yes, well,
aids to other governments for the 2026 fiscal year.
yes, Judge, we'll make sure we work closely with the auditor's office to make sure that we're
Very well.
covered.
Okay, is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Rios. Is there a second? Second has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Very well. Item number 24, I'll be withdrawing. We'll be placing that on for the next meeting. Ms. Adams, thank you. Item number, yes, thank you. Item number 25, discussion and appropriate action to enter into an agreement with the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department for a co-op grant award of $51,381 earmarked for Maverick County Explorers Summer Camp Project with no cost to Maverick County taxpayers. Mr. Reese.
Judge, Commissioners, congratulations. We did receive this grant. We did receive the agreement last week, so we just need to approve it and submit it. We are already planning. We had a meeting earlier this morning with Commissioner Ramos and her staff. So we're excited about this grant. It's the first time ever Maverick County has had a co-op grant from the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department. So we're just eager to get this started and get going.
Okay. Very well. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Rios. Discussion.
What is it that I guess the kids are gonna do with this particular project?
Yeah, there's several activities, Commissioner. The whole thing about the co-op grant, it's a community outdoor outreach program. So what it is, it wants to get the kids out of, their homes, out of an inside facility, take them outside so they can kind of explore the wilderness, explore different, there's different things that that we're going to be able to purchase through this. So different camera traps to catch animals passing by. There's right now we're contemplating to getting some archery type of things so we can teach the kids different skills, different skill set that have to deal with the outdoors. So there's outdoor activities involved, and at the end, it's also for smaller kids from 8 to 12. And then we have another section for teenagers, and then another section for families. So all the three sections are going to be able to participate in this grant. And at the end, we have a trip planned as well through the grant. It's going to be paid for there to one of the state parks. So it's a good opportunity. We could have wished that we could have asked for a little bit more because the max is $100,000, but we feel kind of secure that next year, once we run this program successfully, that they're going to want to give us $100,000 next year.
Great.
Mr. Ruiz, can you, how many families are the ones that are going to be able to benefit from this? Is there
Yes, we have, our goal is 5 families. Anything over the 5 families is extra. Our goals that we set with Texas Parks and Wildlife when we make the application, it is 5 families, 15 children from 8 to 12, and then the teenagers are 10, which would be 13 to 17. So everybody has different categories where they can kind of come in and experience a different environment out there in the wildlife, so to speak, right here in Maverick County.
That sounds good.
We're excited. It's we've been working very close with Mr. Ruiz on this grant. This is one that we had applied last year that we didn't get. And after the meeting with Texas Parks and Wildlife with Mr. Ruiz, we modified it this year, and we were able to get awarded. And so we're excited. It has 3 positions available for counselors to come in and help us with the program. So we're looking at evaluating and looking at who we're going to bring on board to help us, experts to help us run the program. So we're excited.
You're going to hire some kind of a supervisor for the camps and stuff?
One supervisor.
Correct. We have, what we applied for was one program coordinator that's going to be the main person overseeing everything. They're going to have 2 assistants, and they also have one option to have a recreational assistant / lifeguard, CPR, somebody that will be there to, if any emergencies happen. So there is several positions that we are getting with this, and they're going to be focusing on these kids and making sure they have a great experience exploring Maverick County wildlife out there. It's called a Maverick County Explorers Summer Camp.
Great. Sounds like a great program.
Thank you, Judge. And we already submitted the budget amendment so we can, because it's we need to, it's a reimbursement.
And this is fully funded, fully reimbursed.
Fully.
It's 100% Texas Parks and Wildlife. The only thing, it is a reimbursement grant. So as soon as we spend it here, we can request it to get reimbursed.
Yes.
And request the reimbursements as soon as possible.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I just want to make sure.
We'll work very closely with the auditor's department in the paperwork so that we can. We're already working on that already. As a matter of fact, we discussed that this morning when we had the meeting. So we're excited. We're
Great.
excited to bring this.
Motion has been made. Is there a second? Second been made? Yes?
Yes.
Motion and second have been made. Is there any further discussion? Not. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Grace. Moving forward to item number 26, discussion and appropriate action to approve a resolution to submit a grant application for the Motor Vehicle Crime Prevention Authority for the fiscal year 2026 Catalytic Converter Task Force Grant Program Project. I believe this is a resolution for the new fiscal year. While we're working out some budget amendments for this current fiscal year, we're going to get that taken care of for the next one. So, Mr. Reese, if you can just give us some information on that one, please.
Of course, Judge. We're going to be we're applying to renew the grant. Working closely with the sheriff's office on this one. These guys are the catalytic converter grant is up and running, so we're expecting this auto theft one to just come in and supplement what the sheriff's office has out there right now. With this resolution, what it will cover is 216. The application will cover 216,320. It will be a local match of $36,054. Again, this really benefits the community because they are out there looking for anybody trying to get into your vehicles, break into them, any kind of burglary, stealing the vehicles, and it'll just make everything a lot more safer here in Maverick County for our residents.
Great.
And Sheriff Department will work inside and outside the city of Eagle Pass.
Correct. Actually, I believe the sheriff's office has reached out and is working with the city of Eagle Pass, not in official capacity, but they do share information to try to improve their strategies. I know the city of Eagle Pass is really advanced in this grant, the auto theft grant, and they're bringing all sorts of wonderful things. And I think that if we're able to talk to them and see how they're doing, we can kind of process our grant and make sure we have everything that they have over there on their end, so we can secure our residents.
That's good.
Okay. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion. Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Thank you. Item number 20. Thank you, Mr. Reese. Item number 27. Discussion and appropriate action to authorize the purchase and replace 5 computers for the Maverick County Clerk's Office to be paid from Records Management Fund. Ms. Montemayor.
Hello, Commissioners, Judge. This item that I am asking for approval is to replace 5 computers in my department. 2 are dated from 2007 and 3 are dated from 2017. Yes,
Are they working?
there is no way for us to upgrade to use the software that is being used for LGS for my department. The 2 from 2007 are the ones that are used in the public area to be able to view the documents or the land records. And the other ones are the ones that we used for the county court records. I did check. I think we're not in the list that is to be for the grant that was approved. I think for some software computers. I think we're not in that list. But I need for this to be upgraded as soon as possible because we have not been able to service the public because we have not been able to upgrade those the software for that computer. That money is paid by Records Management completely under the county clerk's office, but it does have to come before Commissioner's Court for approval. That money can be used for that specifically for my office. So that's why I brought it to Commissioner's Court to get this approved as soon as possible. The monies that the total amount would be $6,650, and that is to replace all those 5 stations that needs to be replaced.
Is there a motion?
Yes, sir. That's my motion.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos and seconded by Commissioner Reese. Discussion. Further discussion? There is none. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 28, discussion and appropriate action to request status for the proposal of roof replacement at the Maverick County International Airport. Commissioner?
I'm gonna withdraw that one. Luis is already with the auditors, is already working closely with my staff. so that we can execute that.
Very well. Item has been withdrawn by the Commissioner. Item number 29, discussion and appropriate action to host a back to school event at the International Center for Trade ICT on Thursday, August 7th, 2025 from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Commissioner Morales.
Yes, Judge. Regarding this item, this is an event that we've been having for the past, I believe, 8, 9 years. And the only thing that changed, it is a county-wide event where we reached out with the help of their school health to other agencies, other offices, and provide free school supplies. The only thing that changed that this year, the Texas Health and Human Services, as you know, with the cutting of funding and all, Driscoll Health was not selected as one of the companies to provide that anymore. But they still want this to move forward. So they wanted to get approval, but they actually wanted for Precinct 1 to do the outreach. We've always assisted them every year, so we're going to continue assisting. We don't want this to go away from Maverick County. It's something that we support, like I said, for the past 8, 9 years. I know that Ms. Ramos participated with us in 21, 22. Now she does her own in her area. Driscoll Health is still going to find a donation for Maverick County. They have not been able to get us an amount, but he wanted to make sure that we could get it approved so we can move forward. The ICT is still provided to us at no cost from the city of Eagle Pass. That has been approved already. So I'm bringing this to get it approved, send it back to Mr. Cruz so that he can proceed and saying, hey, they're ready for us. Let's move and get a donation. Once the donation comes in, then I have to place another item to recognize these donations as all donations and make sure that everybody's okay with it. Therefore, we can move and see what is it that we are going to need. They would provide the backpacks. They would bring in 300, 500, 700 backpacks.
But is this the overall back to school event?
Yes.
So it's a community wide.
It's a community wide.
So
it's always
specifically
been
on
a
there.
community.
So I know, I understand that, but I just wanted to make sure that it's specifically county-wide. This is not precinct 1 only.
No,
Okay.
it's always been county-wide.
Judge,
Yes.
I think it's a great idea. We've been having it for many years, but I just want to make sure that it's equitable for all the precinct, for everybody in the community, and it has been. Uh, and yes, I was able to discuss this item with the director, it's Ray Cruz, and it seems like they're moving the funds to another county, to Hidalgo County, whereas Memory County has had it generous amount of money. And he was telling me that this year we're only going to get $2,000. So I don't know what we can do with $2,000. And it has to come and be deposited with us. And I don't know how it's going to be spent, but $2,000 is really very little trying to help the kids, in our community, and making sure that all the kids throughout the whole country, for all the precincts, precinct should be there also in this activity, but it's not like it used to be. So
Well,
we just wait
specifically on that, since it's I guess just countywide, that it just be a recognition, of course, that it's under Maverick County for the purposes of that. So if it is done specifically under Maverick County, since it's being deposited into Maverick County, whatever it is for any co-sponsorship or anything, that it be specifically for Maverick County.
And the outreach that we do to the agencies has always been, what can you help us with a back-to-school event?
Mm-hmm.
Can you provide backpacks? Can you provide notebooks? Can you school supplies?
Yeah.
And we get a good response. It takes a lot of organization, but we've seen it grown from what we started in front of the lake to the show barn now to the ICT. And I just see that, we have these little setbacks that's out of our control, but I think we can still make it happen.
Good deal. Okay, is there a motion?
That's my motion.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Morales. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Ramos. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number 30. Discussion and appropriate action to approve Iglesia Palabra de Vida to use Maverick County Pavilion at the Maverick County Lake on the following Fridays, May 2nd, May 9th, May 16th, May 23rd, and May 30th from 9 to 11 a.m. Commissioner?
Judge, this is my item. This is my motion that I want to do. Basically, what they do is little groups of they go and pray at different groups from this same church-based organization on Fridays. Friday morning.
Mhm.
I did notice that there was a change in the hours, but this will not be affected by the change of hours at the lake. And that is my motion.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second has been done by Commissioner Rios. The only concern that I have, Commissioner, is in reference to that May 30th. I know that there was a booking that was on for that. So if they can work that out to a different area of the lake,
Sure.
but that's specific. Is that correct? The VFW has it.
Memorial Day.
Correct, because it's the VFW Memorial Day celebration. So
At the pavilion, usually they use the amphitheater.
Yeah, amphitheater.
okay.
This is the
So this one would be pretty much set for the pavilion area. Just want to make sure there's not any issue. Okay, very well. All right, if there is no concern then from that, thank you, Mr. Calavia, for being involved in every aspect of the meeting. I want that now that's what you call a bailiff hard at work. All right. With that being said, then we'll go ahead and then there's a motion and a second. If there is no further discussion, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number 31, discussion and appropriate action to approve budget amendments for fiscal year 2025. In regards to the budget amendments that have been provided, I believe we had item 31. Was there any additional ones that needed to be added in for the discussions that we had earlier? I think that was the only ones that were pending at this precise moment. There are still some pending budget amendments that we should have by the next meeting, being that we're still pending some funding that is coming in from the reimbursements through the fund deficit that we're waiting on in order for us to go ahead and to have that funding available for reimbursement. So we'll have the discussions that I've had with the auditor today have been that we'll be reviewing that and we'll be reporting back to the court at the next meeting. So this time, is there a motion?
Yes, sir.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Reese. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Rios. Discussion?
Yes, I just need, the airport budget amendments were not submitted and the road and bridge, those were not
Yes,
submitted.
because the airport's submission, which we just need to get that clarified for the 49,000 that needed to be reviewed, as well as for the road and bridge match for that item. I'm hoping that by our discussions that we've had today with the auditor's office, we should be able to have an answer ironed out for you all at the next meeting. This has been an issue that we're waiting on funding that's pending reimbursement. Once we have that, we'll be ready to go. Further discussion? Not. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number 32, moving on to executive session. We have 6 items that are going into executive session. Item number 1, discussion in executive session on matters pursuant to section 551.071, discussion with attorney, discussion and appropriate action on ongoing negotiations for the fire and EMS agreement with the City of Eagle Pass. Item 2, discussion with attorney regarding section 551.071, discussion and appropriate action on possible renewal contract with ANS Industrial Services and Supply LLC. Item number 3, discussion with attorney on section 551.071, discussion and appropriate action on contract with MRGDC rental at 1200 Ferry Street, Maverick County Office Plaza 2. Item number 4, just executive session on matters pursuant to section 551.071, discussion with attorney, discussion and appropriate action on contract with MRGDC workforce rental at 1200 Ferry Street, Maverick County Office Plaza number 2. Item number 5, executive session on matters pursuant to section 551.071, discussion with attorney, discussion and appropriate action to report on all contracts / lease agreements for the real estate owned by Maverick County, referenced in the Maverick County Treasurer's Report. Item number 6, executive session on matters pursuant to section 551.071, discussion with attorney, discussion and appropriate action to address media contracts as per recommendations of the Maverick County Auditor. Let the record reflect that we are moving into executive session on Monday, May 5th, 2025 at 5:44 p.m. reflect that the court has reconvened from executive session at 7:02 on Monday, May 5th, 2025. The court has taken in 6 items for executive session. Item 32-1, in regards to the fire and EMS agreement with the City of Eagle Pass, I believe that the court is anxious with the negotiations that are continuing with the city. We are working closely with city administration on this matter. Based on the information that I provided over to the court, I think we're just pending some information that should be presented at the next Commissioners Court meeting in order for us to go ahead and proceed with providing the city with the necessary numbers that are being requested, aside from the additional information that we are requesting as well. So at this point, I would just ask for the continued negotiations and authorization of such for this contract. Is there a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Ruiz, second by Commissioner Rios. Discussion. Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number 2, in regards to the renewal of the contract with ANS Industrial Services and Supply LLC. Based on the terms that were discussed in executive session regarding the contract matters with the renewal and the requests for modifications to the contract that were discussed also with legal on this matter, is there a motion to proceed with the modifications to that contract?
So moved.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Rios, second by Commissioner Ruiz. Discussion. Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number 3, in regards to the discussion with an appropriate action for the contract for the Middle Rio Grande Development Council rental at 1200 Ferry Street for the Maverick County Office Plaza number 2. Is there a motion to proceed with the rental agreement and contract based on the terms that have been agreed to and with the modification of the terms that will be provided by legal in regards to this contract?
So moved.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Rios. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Ruiz. Discussion. Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number 4, in regards to the contract with MRGDC Workforce, rental at 1200 Ferry Street, Maverick County Office Plaza number 2. Based on the terms that were also agreed in executive session, I would ask, of course, for the approval of such contract based on those terms and the modifications that legal will be providing for final review and execution. Is there a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Rios. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Ruiz. Discussion. Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number 5, in regards to the contracts and lease agreements that have been for real estate owned by Maverick County regarding the reference of regarding the properties in reference by the Maverick County Treasurer's Report. I believe that in regards to this particular item, I'd ask that we go ahead and direct legal to proceed with the instructions that have been given in executive session to provide update on the necessary contracts and or amendments that all legal contracts conform legally and that have been met prior to or as per county agreements. Based on the discussions that will be held, I believe that there will be terms that will need to be met based on the existing contracts and to proceed with such, and at the next meeting provide us with the necessary drafts of contracts, possible changes for such. Okay.
So moved.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Ruiz. Discussion. Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number 6, in regards to the media contracts and the recommendations for the auditor, I believe that in regards to the discussions that were held with legal, the discussions and the requirements have been met based by the terms that legal has provided to the Maverick County Auditor. Therefore, I don't believe that there's any necessary additional action that's needed at this time. Is that correct, Mr. Wendland? Is that correct? Very well. Perfect. If there is none, then no additional action is required. The contracts stand as they are, have been approved already. Moving forward, accounts payable. Motion to, well, if I may, Commissioner, if I may just make sure that I've added into the accounts payable. There is, they've provided me with 2, let me see, 2, 3? 4? Give me 1 second. And I'm sorry, we're going to have to also modify and move into item number 17, which is accounts payable. Will need to incorporate item number or invoice number 4754 for Pest Control Services for $160. Invoice number 4755 for $150 made payable to the same vendor. The next one will be invoice number 627030 for Juan Flores to be paid at $350. Invoice number 00189 to G Electric Contractors in the amount of $2,950 to be paid as well. This will be item or invoice number This is going to be a amount for the Texas County Judges and Commissioners Association, the necessary dues that need to be paid out. I don't have an actual invoice number, but it is listed for the amount of $2,592. That is a PO that is also being submitted. Invoice number 00445 in the amount of $3,000 to MDTPS LLC, which will be for the website hosting for the county, as well as, is there any others that are pending? Is that it? Very well. There is no further invoices that are pending that need to be added to accounts payable. Then we'll go ahead and call for the question. Is there a motion? Motion has been made by Commissioner Reese. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Rios. Discussion. Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number 21. Is there a motion to reopen item number 21? Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Rios. Discussion. Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number 21 is thereby opened in reference to the approval of the increase of salary for Brenda de Hoyos, District Attorney's Office employee, due to additional job responsibilities. I believe there were some questions that needed to be modified or clarified with the Auditor's Office. So, Ms. Barrientos, have those been met?
Yes, sir. Mr. Sana went ahead and sent us the additional information that we were requiring to process this, and so we're fine with that.
Very well. Motion then has been met. The motion should be to go ahead and proceed with the necessary increase. The motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Rios. Discussion. Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number 34. Warrants pending. Are there any questions regarding warrants pending? It's item 34. Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Morales. Discussion. Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Motion to adjourn. And just before, of course, we do adjourn, I just want to make this, of course, just known. I'm not sure that we actually did make that formal introduction at the beginning of the meeting, but of course, Mr. Wenlin, Paul Wenlin, the Senior Associate Attorney for Denton Navarro Rodriguez Bernal Santian Zeke, which now serves as our General Counsel for Maverick County. We just welcome you, of course, to the Commissioner's Court, and we appreciate, of course, the work that Denton Navarro will be doing to serve as General Counsel for Maverick County. So we look forward to that. Thank you and welcome.
Welcome.
With that being said, if there is no further comments and we have a motion and a second, if there's none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Thank you all very much. Yes.